Welcome to another episode of Tips from the Swamp by Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists Incorporated. Today we're going to be talking about the PAR Plus, PAR Plus ES, or PAR face panel that appears to have gone rogue, turning on stations that are not called for, turning on multiple stations when they're not supposed to be running. This is usually caused by transient electrical spikes getting into the memory of the processors of this unit, typically caused by lightning, power spikes. There's any one of a number of different things. To solve this problem, we need to literally erase the memory in the face panel that's being held by the non-volatile memory and reset this unit back to what it was when it was first installed. To do that, we need to push the system information button, which is down on the bottom right side of the unit, down here. Now if I press that, you will see where it comes up and tells us revision info. And in that revision info we have ML41, which is the chip on the board inside the face panel, which says that's revision 41. You have an IF number of 70, which says that the communication module has a revision 7 chip in it, and a TY1, which represents that it's a two-wire communication path. If the IF70 and the TY1 do not appear at this point, this unit will not communicate with the central. And the problem is not in the face panel. The problem would be in the communication module. And that needs to be removed and replaced with a working communication module, and the bad one sent to Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists Incorporated to be repaired. The next time I press system information, it's going to tell me that for the first station, it only recognizes one solenoid. That is something that you need to adjust by hitting the arrow key to come over, and you can change the number of solenoids shown for that particular zone. And the reason this is important is if each zone is shown with only one solenoid, in the reality there are two solenoids on each zone. When you turn on the first zone, it will turn on two solenoids. The clock only thinks there's one. If you go to the second zone and turn on zone 2, the second zone thinks there's only one. In reality, you've turned on two. So now you have 4 solenoids operating. If you turn on the third zone, you get 2 more solenoids. The clock thinks there's only one. Now you've got 6 solenoids running on the first 3 stations. You advance to the 4th station and turn on the 4th station, you'll get 2 solenoids. Clock thinks it's 1, which means you're now trying to run 7 to 8 solenoids simultaneously. The circuit breaker on the power interconnect will not handle this kind of current and will trip. That's why it's important to adjust the number of valves so that it matches up with the zone. If I push system information again, I get my satellite ID number, which is very important that it's correct so it will communicate. And then the next thing I'll do is I look for when it says self-test. When it says self-test, start to begin, I very quickly want to press start and the system information button. And just that quickly. Start system information. Now the unit will come up and show you a keypad test. Well, you can test the keypad, but that's not the critical thing we're trying to do here. We are trying to wipe out the non-volatile memory and get it back to a fresh starting point. So now I scroll through using system information. It'll show you the different tests. And what I'm looking for is not the warm start, I'm looking for this designation. cold start PAR plus. When I see that, I push the start button, and this unit will now start, and this will set up a new system and revert back to all of the settings when it was first built, and it completely clears out any and all memory that was in it and or programs and or transients and glitches, and puts it back to ground zero. Now it's a case of checking for communication, reprogramming the information that needs to be in the unit so it works correctly, and now you're done, other than testing to make sure that things turn on the correct way and the way they're supposed to. I hope this has been helpful. This is Tips from the Swamp by Absolute Control. We invite you to visit our website at www.absolute-control.com. If you go to our website, you will find contact information on how to get a hold of our office and emails. If you have something that you would like to send to Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists for repair, contact us, and we will email you a FedEx shipping label, so that all you need to do is put your faulty piece or pieces in a box, put the label on it, hand it to a FedEx delivery person or a FedEx drop-off point, and it will ship directly to us so that we can repair it for you and send it back to you. If you have any other topics that you think would be important to cover, please feel free to leave that information on any of the contacts in our website, www.absolute-control.com, and we'll see if we can't help you with that. This has been the Gator Man with Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists Incorporated with Tips from the Swamp.